Let's say you want to make a signature shot for your movie that requires the camera to move over a distance greater than the reach of a camera crane, or lower to the ground than a helicopter shot. The answer to that dilemma just might be found in one of these next two award winners. The Cablecam and Spidercam systems are now at the top of the evolutionary charts in this area of technology. They provide unprecedented multi-axis, live action, and repeatable shots in three-dimensional spaces on a very large scale. Their computer-controlled repeatability reduces variability as filmmakers rehearse action that may involve hundreds or thousands of performers and extras. They can even provide computer graphics technicians with plates, saving time and money while ultimately giving the audience a sense of being in a real location. The evolution of this technology has made it possible to move a camera safely and accurately anywhere through a three-dimensional space. And so our first upgraded accolades for making this technology possible will be scientific and engineering awards presented for the development of the Cablecam 3D volumetric suspended cable camera technologies to James Rodnunsky, Alex MacDonald, and Mark Chapman.
Good evening, I'm Alex MacDonald, and this is the mastermind behind Cablecam. This is our genius rigger, the best rigger in the world, a world-class climber himself. Jim, as some of you may know, is waging a life and death battle with a serious illness, brain cancer. I'm sorry, that's the serious part of the show, but we're here to honor him in the way that we can, and perhaps speak some of the words that he would like to speak to his family and the people that have brought him to this point. I'll flash back to the beginning of when I met Jim. 2002, I'm standing in a booth at Cinegear on the Warner lot, peddling my little motion control laptop computer, and this crazy guy comes into the booth and says, okay, I've got this thing. It's 800 feet long, 200 feet wide, and it goes like this, and up and down. And it's run by hydraulic compressors the size of Volkswagens, and it goes 100 miles an hour. Can you make it work on that little computer thing you've got there? And I said, you've got to be kidding. I could do that, sure, I could probably do that. And he gave me the shot. It's the biggest break of my life. He didn't ask me what my engineering credentials were, how I was going to do this. He just said, if you say you can do this, get to it. In 3 days, I was sitting in a warehouse with a bunch of parts and electronics manuals and a soldering iron. And our first job, we shook hands with Steve Summers for Van Helsing on the basis of this prototype, which never really worked. And in 2 months, we put together, indeed, the world's biggest overhead flying camera, 800 feet by 200 feet, 120 feet in the air. And Mark made this rigging marvel happen, and somehow I got the electronics together, but it happened because Jim said, what? We can do that. Well, what's the problem? And every single time we had a problem, he was there to say, yeah, that's what we do. And we were the best at thinking things up and making an idea into reality, and I think faster than Apple Computer can do it. Overnight, sometimes. This is the gentleman that needs the applause tonight for the Cablecam Award for
Thank you. Thank you all for coming here this evening. I'd like to thank Alex for his wonderful accolade and the nice words he spoke to me, but also as a ball bounces, it bounces back to Alex, who was very, very dedicated to make what started out as an R&D project, to take that concept and make it work. So I'm grateful to you, Alex, for that task that you took on. And to many of the other, there's just so many other technicians in all areas of our industry that would take me a while to make a list, but just I want everyone to know that we had a very talented team that we assembled to achieve what we've achieved with flying cameras or other objects on cables and ropeway systems. So I'll leave it at that. There's a lot more detail. I could go on forever, but I know we have a limited amount of time. And I just wanted to just thank all of you very, very much for all of your dedication to the making of new shots and new technology for our industry. And hope to see you all again and again and again as we keep on pushing the envelope. Thank you.
I would just like to echo a lot of what Alex said and personally thank Jim for the opportunity, because I think he, his audacious ideas and dreams of what we could do really gave, and his belief in both Alex and I, in our, me with rigging and Alex with the camera, electronic side of everything, I think really allowed both of us to blossom and let our personal abilities and skills really, come to fruition. And for that, Jim, I thank you very much. And I also would be remiss, real quick, I'd like to thank my wife for all her patience. Thank you, everybody.